Main reason that LeBron James, formerly Prince James, finally broke through after 9 long NBA seasons and won his first ring was that in games 2 through 5 of the NBA Finals, he was guarded by his best buddy, Kevin Durant. LeBron is a shrewd operator, and he knows full well that you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And I say, once again, Kevin Durant, congratulations, you are owned by LeBron James. Have fun in next year's NBA Finals, finishing second again.
That was Skip yesterday, and Durant responding on the Twitter saying, quote, Skip Bayless, you are brainwashing these people out there. They think since you're on ESPN, you know what you're talking about. Please, nobody owns me. Now, Durant quickly deleted this this tweet after it appeared on Twitter. Skip, go.
Stephen A. Smith, this is going to be a message for Kevin Durant, but I'm going to talk to you about it. And I welcome you to play devil's advocate, as I know you will, and try to set me straight as I try to explain what I have attempted to do for 5 years with Kevin Durant. Since December of his freshman year at the University of Texas, I have called Kevin Durant a superstar in waiting, that he would become the best player in the NBA. I said it when December of his freshman year of college, the only year he played at Texas. And I said he would win multiple championships. And I've said many times to you, he is my favorite player in the league. But repeatedly, when I've tried to help him or protect him or defend him, he responds by attacking me, saying I have no idea what I'm talking about. This started 2 years ago when I tried to defend him against Russell Westbrook, his running mate in OKC, who started jacking up way too many shots, often shooting more shots per game than Kevin Durant, the leading scorer in the league, shot. And it drove me nuts. And I've talked to you repeatedly about this. And yet Kevin Durant finally responded mid-year last year by attacking me to the Oklahoma City media, the Oklahoman in particular, saying that I don't know basketball. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Fair enough. So now we come to the NBA Finals. Games 2 through 5, Kevin Durant guarded LeBron James. Am I right about that?
Yes, sir.
He took him man to man. And LeBron ended up having his way with Kevin Durant. I had a problem with it that I voiced during the finals, that they had a quote-unquote hell week together preseason before last year. Now they've repeated it this year. They became, quote-unquote, best friends. They're inseparable now. And I'm going to tell you that Kevin Durant is again falling into LeBron's trap. LeBron James is a shrewd operator. We both have agreed over time that he's not the mentally toughest superstar we've ever seen. In fact, you went to the extent of, you agreed with me, maybe the most mentally fragile superstar we've ever seen.
At the time, yes.
At the time, yes.
At the time.
LeBron, because of his friendship with Kevin Durant in games 2 through 5, was allowed to play in a comfort zone that he hasn't felt before in a game of those games of those magnitude. Against the Dallas Mavericks the year before, they trash-talked him. They got under his skin. They got in his head. They told him he wasn't nothing. They told him he was a choker. They told him he would shrink under pressure. And right on cue, he shrank under pressure against the Dallas Mavericks. Kevin Durant's not going to talk any trash to LeBron James. They're too close. Kevin is going to play him straight up with love and respect. He's going to play hard, but he's not going to push him around. He's not going to instigate. There's going to be no borderline cheap shots, and there's certainly going to be no trash talk. That makes it easy for LeBron James to do what we saw him do, which finally was attack the basket. Attack, as you always say, a slender Kevin Durant. But more important, a close friend, Kevin Durant. And psychologically, LeBron now owns Kevin Durant. I love Kevin. I make the case to you that he's still a better player all around than LeBron James. But right now, he's falling right back into the trap of getting too close to his primary threat. This is his primary rival. And LeBron's biggest threat to winning multiple rings is now Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Not true. Go ahead.
Well, it is.
No,
I mean, okay, well, that's my opinion.
Right.
Because I have so much respect for Kevin Durant. So here we go again. And Kevin's response yesterday was, I don't know what I'm talking about. Stay out of it. leave me alone. Don't try to brainwash these people. I'm just trying to help you. And someday, Kevin Durant, you'll wake up and say, you know what? He was right about this. Your turn.
No, Skip, he's not going to say that. And I'm going to tell you why he's not going to say that. He's not going to say that because you didn't sit there and say that he's losing his competitive edge. You said he's owned. And I don't know any man with any degree of integrity, including you, who would concede ownership of yourself to another human being, particularly a man.
Psychologically owned.
I just finished it. Obviously, we're not talking literally. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? We are talking psychologically. I'm still standing by my statement. You're not going to acknowledge that. Nobody with a competitive bone in their body is going to acknowledge that they're being owned by anybody. I'm sure Andy Roddick didn't acknowledge that he was being owned by Roger Federer in tennis, but we all saw how much he was dominated. This is the extent that you went to. Now let's go into how disrespectful you are, because I'm not talking about just to Kevin Durant, to LeBron. And I'm just going to break it down to you. It's important, before I do that, that we remind America of these numbers, Skip, because they are relevant. You are saying somebody got owned that averaged 30.6 points on 54.8% field goal shooting and 39.4% shooting from three-point range in the NBA Finals. That's your definition of being.
Yeah, now read LeBron's stats. Those are the ownership stats.
LeBron was 33 and 11. But what I'm trying to say to you is this: 30 and on 54% shooting. All I'm trying to say is that that's not ownership. That's not ownership. You understand? That's number one.
Who won those games? Who won all four?
Four in a row after Oklahoma City won. Now, see, I let you talk for 10 minutes.
Well, I got to.
No.
I got to set your stats
No, you had 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You had 10 minutes. I gave it to you. Did I not? Did I say I didn't interrupt you?
I can't let you duke the American public.
No. I'm giving the American public what it is. We all know what LeBron did. What I'm saying to you is this. We are talking about a dude that's 6'11", that can shoot from anywhere, that is a 3-time scoring champion, that is a scoring machine of the highest order, that has progressed every single year, getting bounced out in the first round, then the semifinals, then the conference finals, then the finals. There comes a point in time where it ain't your time. It ain't your time yet. It's not like he's regressed. So when you talk about him with LeBron, do I wish that they were more? I wish that about the game, Skip. I wish that everybody was like that. I remember how much Jordan hated the Pistons. You know why? Because they hated him. Just like the Knicks hated him and he hated them. The game has changed, not the individual, not the individual. And everybody can't be Kobe. Kobe is an assassin. Kobe is just on a different planet in terms of the venom. That he has the ability to be your friend and to play with you in the Olympics and cool out with you. And then the minute it's over, you are the enemy. Kobe can do that. He's cold-blooded. But he's probably the only dude in the league that is like that.
Why is that?
What do you mean, why is it like that?
Did the world just change suddenly?
No. Kobe is also one of, if not the older dudes in the league.
Yeah.
So he's been touched by his predecessors a bit more than the others. But that doesn't mean ownership exists here. When Kevin Durant comes out and he doesn't perform, you got me. That hasn't been the case. There were moments where I wish he was more assertive, more aggressive, and he was more pronounced in terms of, there's no doubt. But that doesn't speak to ownership. That speaks to me to a dude that was the league's that was averaging 20 points a game as a teenager. It speaks to me to a dude that's young, that's still learning. So when you come at him and you talking about ownership, I got to look at this kid's game and say, what on earth are you talking about? And then, not only that, in your own way, because there's only one Skip Bayless, baby. There's only one Skip Bayless. In your own way, you're trying to take a swipe at LeBron, too, because what you do is point out how, we acknowledge Stephen A. I mean, at one point, he was the most mentally weak superstar. Blah, blah, blah.
You agreed with me.
But that's not the point.
Yes, it is.
No,
it's my point.
No. Yeah, that's your point. But what I'm saying to you is I didn't lean towards ownership to Kevin Durant because you're trying to disrespect Kevin Durant, because really you're trying to disrespect LeBron. And I'm saying to you, the same dude, meaning me, that looked into the camera, talked about how LeBron James got to get it done, talked about how he came up smaller than mini-me, is the same dude that's going to sit up here and say, I got nothing to say to the kid. Every obstacle that I said he had to overcome, he's done it. So I'm giving him respect, and I'm giving Kevin Durant the respect that he deserves by acknowledging you didn't lose to some scrub. You lost to somebody who's arguably the greatest player in the game today and unquestionably one of, if not the greatest athlete we have ever seen in NBA history in terms of being a physical specimen. Kevin Durant did not lose to a has-been. He didn't lose to somebody that's so-so. He lost to a dude whose time had arrived.
Okay,
You've made the
case that LeBron James is more supremely gifted, more physically gifted than Michael Jordan was.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what?
But not a better player.
Do you know what Michael would have done to LeBron head-to-head in the NBA Finals?
Sure.
He would have terrorized him psychologically.
But Skip.
He would have gotten in his ear every time down the floor.
You're not realizing the hypocrisy of your words. And here's why. Because every time we bring up somebody, you bring up Michael Jordan. Let me tell you something. Do you understand? Let me tell you something right now. And this is where you put your foot in your mouth because it's indisputable what I'm about to say. Michael Jordan didn't ruin individuals. He ruined franchises. He ruined cities. The Cleveland Cavaliers with Brad Daugherty and Mark Price and Larry Nance and those boys, Greg Elo, would have won a world championship had it not been for Jordan. The New York Knicks with Ewing and Starks and Charles Smith and Oakley and those boys and Derek Harper.
You're making my point. I agree.
No, what I'm saying.
I know this better than you do.
The Utah Jazz would have won a title.
I know. I was there. I was there.
No, don't say that's good. I'm not finished. The point is this. You look at New York, Cleveland, Seattle, Utah, Seattle with Peyton and Sean Kemp. What I'm saying to you is Michael Jordan has single-handedly ruined franchises. So every time you bring up the analogy to Jordan, everyone falls under that category, Skip. Nobody is immune from it. Bring up another name.
Okay,
Everybody comes short.
I'm giving you that LeBron is more physically gifted than Michael Jordan.
No, that's not.
But a big part of Jordan's repertoire was psychological warfare.
And I'm saying there is no Jordan since Jordan. Nobody. Nobody.
This argument.
You can't do that. You can't sit there and measure that and use Jordan as the measuring stick to disrespect everybody. If that's the case, disrespect the whole league.
Okay, Kobe is in the same sentence with Jordan. I'll give you that.
But were you saying that when they lost to Detroit in the finals? Were you saying that when they got blown out by 39 points in Boston in 2008? You didn't say that then.
Okay, but we're talking now.
I saw you. No, you didn't say that about Kobe then.
No, but now I will.
All right then. So I'm saying this. It's the measuring stick. Skip, everybody falls under Jordan. Everybody falls at Jordan's knees in that regard.
And to bring Jordan up on this day is appropriate because this is the anniversary that he signed his first deal with the Chicago Bulls. Yeah.
Is that how you diffuse that argument?
That's how I break it down because we've got to look at the Twitter results. Come on, everybody. Thanks for participating in our Twitter poll. Do you have a problem with Durant working out with LeBron James? And 63.3% of First Take Nation says no, they do not. And just keep in mind, folks, Kevin Durant isn't even 24 years old yet. He'll celebrate that birthday at the end of the month. I'm leaning toward
you know what? The whole country
Twitter Nation
soft.
Here.
Look at that.
I'm just
63% soft. That's America for you.
He's a 3-time All-Star. The kid brings it.